Pope was in for a while.
Yeah, and they mentioned
I think he was for 4 days.
and they mentioned
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's, yeah.
Didn't know any better.
No, it takes a lot of recovery to get over it.
Well, anytime. That's what just, I mean, I had this friend with breast cancer, and
they said your name
at first she wouldn't
they threw in
even
another
admitted to
name
the hospital. That's
minutes
what,
later, but I didn't recognize.
Wow.
and this was at Barnes. She was at a
Really?
hospital. But then it metastasized. Changed.
I forgot they were making it on, and I didn't know that. I've heard stories that Marshall have made and stuff, so I know that it, whatever it is.
Do you? There's a magic clock on the wall gives us 1
I'm
minute.
watching that clock on the wall.
That's supposed to be atomic.
We need a digital clock.
Supposed to be.
I don't. It was either 2 or 4.
We're waiting on you, Jen.
Nothing happens until it's
right.
When I saw these people, I thought, I hope I haven't forgotten to get something ready. I think a lot of them are here for senior.
They are. I think a lot of them are, yeah.
Everybody's times are different.
She is here for the parents thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Constitution.
Oh, yeah.
The constitutional proclamation is over there.
Oh, how'd your suicide one go?
Went real well. Oh my God, she was so ecstatic. She ran around that there and everybody in the room.
Good.
She was.
I didn't
She was like a kid in a candy store with that thing.
Did you?
Raised $5,000.
And it was a lot.
Oh yeah.
Missy ran,
gave her
Kim, my
phone.
youngest, ran that 10K up in the city.
Did you remember that application? Oh my gosh. That's okay.
All right.
Yeah, I
Ready?
will. I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Oh,
I'll write it down.
All right. We ready, folks?
Lund,
Here.
Johnston,
Here.
Watts.
Here.
Allen.
Here.
Jacobs.
Here. Let's see. Approval of the minutes.
Move to approve.
Lund,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes. And adoption of the agenda.
Move to adopt.
Lund,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes. All right. And we got some proclamations here. So.
Constitution.
All right, we'll start with the Constitution one. So
I
anybody
think-
is here for that one, come on up.
Virginia. Virginia.
Mine's my partner. Sue Bowen is our read, and she is watching her granddaughter play ball.
Oh,
She
okay.
watches these.
Uh-huh.
She'll come after we get through.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Whereas September 18th, 2017 marks the 230th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention. And whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to the magnificent document and its memorable anniversary, and to the patriotic celebration with which commemorates the occasion. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issue of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September 18th through September 24th as Constitution Week. Now therefore, I, Brian Jacobs, by the authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Warrensburg in the state of Missouri, do hereby proclaim the week of September 18th through September 24th, 2017 as Constitutional Week. In witness hereof, I hereunder set my hand and cause the seal of the city of effects on the 11th day of September 2017.
Sue did come in.
Sue's here.
Yeah.
Come on up. Come on up. Come on up, get fixing.
Gotta stay for grandkids softball games.
That's right.
You can't miss those.
No, sure can't.
No, so, there we go. We'll get this one. Jack gets the right one in the paper.
No guarantees.
That's
All
yours.
right.
Thank you very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
We
Thank you all.
appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. And now the senior center proclamation.
We have 3 people here. I know Tom McCormick's here, and Brian Lee, and Steve Nicholson.
Come on
Do you
up.
want to come on up?
I think there's really more senior citizens in the room.
Anybody wants to claim to be a senior citizen can come up if they want. All right. Whereas older Americans are significant members to our society, investing their wisdom and experience to help enrich and better the lives of younger generations. And whereas Care Connections for Aging Services Warrensburg Center has acted as a catalyst for mobilizing the creativity, energy, vitality, and commitment to the older residents of Warrensburg, Missouri, and Johnson County. And whereas through a wide array of services, programs, and activities, the Warrensburg Center empowers older adults to contribute to their own health and well-being of their fellow citizens of all ages. And whereas the Warrensburg Center in Warrensburg, Missouri affirms the dignity, self-worth, and independence of older people by facilitating their decisions and actions, tapping their experiences, skills, and knowledge, and enabling their continued contribution to the community. The Warrensburg Center provides opportunities for seniors to stay active and healthy, continue to learn, share, experience, and stay connected with friends and community members. Now therefore be it resolved that we acknowledge the importance and the many contributions of the Warrensburg Center and call upon our citizens to recognize the special contributions of the Senior Center participants and the special efforts of the staff and volunteers who work every day to enhance the well-being of the older adults of our community. I, Brian Jacobs, Mayor of the City of Warrensburg, Missouri, hereby proudly proclaim September as National Senior Center Month in the City of Warrensburg, respectively submitted and approved on this 11th day of September 2017. All right. Which one of you guys wants that? All right.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, and other businesses. Paris Climate Agreement request.
Steve Mulder.
All right, you're up, Steve.
Actually, I did qualify for the group that.
Well, I think there was a few in the room who didn't want to admit it, but that's okay.
You know that. I don't know if it enhances the reason I'm here or not, but I really think it does. And the reason we're here is certainly about our senior citizens, but it's even much more importantly about everybody and our future generations. So first of all, I just want to say thanks. You all have done the easy part of our request. You put us on the agenda, and I appreciate that. Seriously, I do. And then I want to issue a bit of a disclaimer. I know my name got put on the agenda. It should have been Citizens for Environmental Action. This is a group kind of request. And so I put my name aside. I'm glad I'm here. I want to support what we're asking you to do. But it's not about me. It's about everybody. And then I want to say, I would hope you can look at this request and understand it's not a partisan issue. Take a look from a nonpartisan position at what we're asking you to do. This issue of climate change, the Paris Climate Accords, have been kind of captured by the media, by the people that have livelihoods that depend on the media, including our political systems. And I'd ask you to set that aside. Start right now and take a look at what we're asking you to do. You did a couple of things just now that were basically symbolic, in my view. And I think symbols are really, really important. And that's what we're asking you to do. That's the next part. The next to the easiest part. Putting us on the agenda was the easy part. The next part is going ahead and going on record as supporting all that we can do to mitigate and decrease the effects of climate change. That's what we'd like to talk about this evening and bring to you. Do what we can. Not because I'm affiliated with one group or the other, but because I care about leaving the place I grew up in. I was born here, by the way, and there might not be too many in the room that can say that, but I know I'm one of them. Leaving where we have grown up, where we have grown into our old age, leaving it better than we found it. That's what we're trying to do with this proclamation. So the next step would be, how do we say that's what we want to do? That's what we're about. And in just a minute, somebody will read our request to you. I'm not going to read it, but I want to tell you, we've given you the solution. It's pretty simple. UCM has already done this. They've gone on record as supporting the Paris Climate Accord. They've already gone on record, and on the back of, I think in your packet of our request, is the way to get there. It's really, really easy. So that's the next easy part. Just go on record. The next step would be to say to our community, this is what we're about. To raise awareness in our community about this whole issue and say, we believe we can do something to help. And how we do that is not clear to me. Probably is to you all. You signed on to do a really big job. You're going to take care of all kinds of services to our community. Streets, sewers, planning and zoning. You have a lot of things to do, but the symbols that you decide to present to our community, I think are really important. So that's where you can do something and maybe raise awareness about how this can work. Okay. Those are the two easier parts. The third part in this request is action. That we can do something. We can do something to make things better. And frankly, from my perspective, what we do as a country is not nearly as important or will impact the future nearly as much as what we do in our local communities. That's where we can actually do something about climate change. We can have programs that are federally endorsed, financed, but the real difference is going to be made right here at home in our community, and it's going to be made by you and me. I've probably said more than I should have. Well, maybe not nearly as much as I should have, but all that I'm going to try to say this evening. We've got a couple other people that will address our request in more specific terms. Actually, this is the kind of thing that I think the city maybe ought to have a task force. How are we going to deal with this here at home? And so that would be one other suggestion. That's a means to move forward. Maybe by collecting people who, I happen to know some people I think that would work at trying to make recommendations, actually. So there might be people that'd be willing to do that. But actually, I really appreciate your taking the time. And we really appreciate your taking the time. I think now we'll give the request to you. I don't know if I've laid the groundwork, but Phil Miller, there have been a lot of people involved in this. You may have noticed that our request has been reworked by a committee. I know things like this, reworked by a committee, you may have questions about them, but anyway.
I'm assuming you probably have the letter in your packet, but I'm going to read it anyway so that everyone here knows, can hear the request. This was passed last week at our Citizens Environmental Action meeting. It was passed unanimously. To City Council of Warrensburg, Missouri. We, the Johnson County Citizens for Environmental Action, are writing this letter to urge our community and our city to join the 300-plus cities around the United States who have made the commitment to honor the initiatives and goals of the Paris Climate Accord. This widely accepted global agreement includes participation of 189 of the world's 192 nations. The United States signed the agreement in 2015, but President Trump has since formally withdrawn our nation's participation from the pact. There is overwhelming scientific evidence that our Earth is undergoing rapid changes because of global warming. These changes are currently impacting people, often the most vulnerable, in many parts of the world. Such negative consequences will only grow more frequent and intense unless we, in coordinated global action, respond quickly and decisively. Therefore, CEA urges the City of Warrensburg to declare that within its respective jurisdiction, the provisions, intents, and goals of the Paris Climate Agreement will be observed and take actions necessary to meet the agreement's goals. We also ask our educational and other institutions, businesses, and agencies to join in this effort and make the necessary plans to meet the goals of the Paris Agreement. We, the members of CEA, endorse this request, and we also pledge to reduce our personal greenhouse gas emissions as our part in achieving the commitments previously agreed to by our country. We also urge every member of our greater community to join us in upholding the initiatives and objectives of the Paris Agreement, thus helping to make a very important difference for the future of our community, our country, and our world. I believe Vernon Ellsberg, who's president of CEA, wants to make a few remarks also.
Well, like Phil said, I'm Vernon Ellsbury. I just wanted to put a face with a name that signed that request in front of you and let you know that that I'm on board with this 100% and hope you are too. But I think it's our responsibility to let you know what we feel and what we're passionate about. And it's your responsibility to consider what we have to say. So I'm just asking you that in every decision that you make and this governing body makes, that you keep this in mind and consider, what kind of impact your decision might have on the global warming situation. And I'm totally with Steve 100%. This is where differences can be made right here on the local level. I guess we're a relatively small town, but I'm hoping that towns even smaller than us in this county or their city councils are hearing similar input, and I hope that, and I know that in larger towns this is happening. So from a county position, if we can make a difference, if the state of Missouri can all, all the smaller towns and larger towns can get together, we can make a big difference. And if all the states do something similar, then we can make a huge difference. But it's a global thing, so it also goes to other countries. So it's not just, it's not just this little area that we're talking about here. I just have to hope that there's a lot of people standing up right now saying just what we're saying, and that you will be serious and make a difference. And I thank you for listening to us.
If you have any questions, we try to deal with them.
Well, I'll be the first to say that I didn't even know what the Paris Climate Agreement was until we got pulled out of it, and I'm still not 100% sure I know what it is. So, can you share what it is? I mean,
Well, the first commitment the United States made was to reduce our carbon emissions by 26 to 28% by 2025. And then the next one is to be carbon neutral by 2050. So I guess as a city, if you are going to adopt this, then you would be looking at trying to reduce the city's carbon emissions by 26 to 28% by 2025. That would be 8 years, and we have 8 years to do that. And that's from the 2005 level. So it's possible the city has already done things to meet that, reducing it less than the 2005 levels. So that's the benchmark, 2005.
I have a question on the, your letter says that the city will take necessary actions to meet the agreement's goals. I understand and I agree that it's a noble cause, but explain some of those that you see that the city undertaking as necessary to meet those goals.
Well, I know somebody else wants to talk or not. Most agencies that meet the goals do it by energy saving methods, energy saving activities. So it could be, like the LED lighting that you're putting in, I don't know what the impact of that is, but I'm sure that the saving over what you had before was way over 28%.
Sure.
It was probably 80%. So that's something that would be an example of, updating buildings, heating, cooling equipment. There's so many things that different cities are doing in terms of getting energy from even like wastewater running, and they have plug-in hybrid police cars now. They're supposed to save $3,000-4,000 a year in gasoline, and then also would reduce emissions greatly. There are just so many things out there. But that's basically what we would be looking at. And also if the city would invest in renewable energy, that would be a way of reducing greenhouse gases also.
I'd kind of like to add that, because I think that is the question.
Yeah.
It really is. And I didn't fully articulate what I was suggesting as the answer. To me, it would be a special task force designed to take a look at where the city is now and what can we do, specifically along the lines that Phil offered as options. It's a really complicated,
Right.
it sounds like a really easy question to answer, but the answer is really complicated. So I just wanted to add that.
No,
I think that if you take this seriously, that's the question. Are we going to actually try to find out where we are and what can we do?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Frank's looking for something. Frank's looking at us like,
All right. So what do we need to do with this?
I think the best thing is to talk to staff, maybe sometime and see, like Slim or Barb or somebody give us direction as a council of, you know what I mean? Where could we go to try to save? I don't have the answer.
I would
I mean,
recommend that we would defer action on it until we had a chance to really look into where we're going to go with this.
and it's not a no, I just want to understand more, and where our staff is already overloaded, where can
Right.
they do something, understand?
I've got an idea they're not going to let us forget it anyway.
No.
Either way.
Right.
Yeah, but I think, to me, I don't know, I don't speak for everybody in our organization, but that suggests to me that you are really looking at our request seriously.
Oh yeah,
And
yes.
That's
Yes.
the ideal answer.
If I could, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And there are some pretty small places that have signed that. It's up to 377 cities now. I was in Bayfield, Wisconsin this summer, and that's the town of about 500, and they've signed it, so.
Right.
It's all sizes, from New York, LA, to Bayfield, Wisconsin.
Okay.
All right then, so I guess we'll hold off on that until we do some more research, and can the staff bring us some stuff on it?
Well, I mean, there's several things the staff already do, and we're always looking for efficiencies and those types of things. I guess for me, this is more of a decision by the council.
Mhm.
Does an action like this politically represent the culture and priorities of our community? And once you set that as a priority for us, then we as staff can look at ways to help you implement that even further. But first, staff needs to have a directive from council of whether or not this is even a priority as a community and as an organization moving forward, over and above things that we're already doing.
Right.
I think because of the political nature of not necessarily the request, but the background on the Paris Climate Accord, I would like to look into it a little bit more and study up on it. I've heard of it, but like Brian, I'm not really certain about the details, and I think it's something that we need to be fully aware of what the perceptions could be, in addition to the potential benefits. So I would defer.
Okay.
Do you want
Right
us to
now.
put this on
So-
a future agenda for discussion after
Yep.
you've had some time? Do you want to put it on in October or November, or what do you want us to do?
I think we should. You know, staff is pretty well overloaded and likely not the expert in this area, and I think we have some, maybe not call themselves expert, but in their humbleness, but are very up on what's going on, and maybe involving them, something that they're passionate about, to help us look at this. You know, I think that all of us wanting to set an example and raise awareness, you know, at a city level and a community level, you know, I think we're all on board, or I'm on board. But how we measure that, and do we think we can attain the goals of the Paris Agreement? I'm not sure, but I think we could definitely do our part and definitely raise some awareness and make some improvements. But the measurement aspect of it might be a challenge. To take the burden off of staff, we might be reaching out for some help, whether that's to a task force or some one-on-one visits. But I think that would be the place to start. And then once we have some ideas of numbers, and if it's an achievable goal, then we look into maybe signing an agreement, but not until we can realistically meet the goals and still fulfill our obligation to our constituents. So.
That's the November timeframe, would be my recommendation.
Okay. Sound good, everybody?
Yep.
So let's bring it back on the November agenda. All right, now for public hearings. A public hearing on an ordinance establishing a general business district for property recently annexed into the city of Warrensburg, Missouri, known as the right-of-way for McGuire Street, Business Highway 13, Hawthorne Boulevard, and Northwest 21 Road, Holden Street.
You've dealt with this piece of property several times in the last few months. First, it was annexed into the city while the county owned it, and then you all have accepted title to it and have petitioned yourselves to have it annexed as general business. So we've met the notice requirements at this time. For the hearing this evening, the request is to zone the property as general business now that it's in the city of Warrensburg. We had one comment as noted during the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. The staff has not received any other comments from the public, and the Planning and Zoning Commission did recommend approval at their meeting last week. Be happy to answer any questions.
We've all heard this once already, so.
Yeah.
Any questions?
I
All
move.
right, and nobody signed in to talk about it?
No,
That's second reading.
right.
All right, so we will close the public hearing. Ordinances, second reading. An ordinance establishing sewer rate volume changes or charges for the fiscal year 18 budget year in the city of Warrensburg, Missouri.
Mr. Mayor, members of the city council, during the August 28th council meeting, council chose option B to increase the fixed rate portion of the utility charges. And then we passed it to second reading by title. If the council were to pass this ordinance tonight, the first bills with updated base charges will be for October readings.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry. And zone one will be the first to be built with the new rates, and that'll be in November. So if there were no further questions, staff would recommend approval of the ordinance.
Any more questions?
With it says base rate volume charge C, that's A, B, C. No, C's gonna be different, we chose B.
Yes.
So the commercial part will be C. It says volume charge C is set at 456. Does that make sense? I would have thought that might have said, unless I'm wrong, that might have said B or C.
No, that is part of the how the rate is
For B, that would
calculated
take.
now, yes.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So we just need to vote on second reading, correct?
Yeah. You'll remove second reading.
It's just to approve it, so.
Mhm.
This is for adoption or rejection. Lund,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes. Number 6. An ordinance adopting the annual operating budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2017 for the city of Warrensburg, Missouri.
Mr. Mayor, members of the city council, on the 28th, the budget was presented for the first time, and it was passed to the second reading. There's only been a few minor superficial changes to the budget, basically design and a couple different things like that. Everything else is as it was the time before. Staff would recommend approval of the ordinance if there's no questions.
Questions, anybody? All right. Move to approve?
Move to approve.
This is for adoption or rejection. Lund,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes. All right, first and second readings. An ordinance approving and accepting a minor plat of the Lozier Industrial Tract, lots 8A and 9A, a subdivision in the city of Warrensburg, Missouri, located at 610 and 614 North Ridgeview Drive.
This is a property on the west side of Ridgeview Drive, and I would, the large plat itself is a little hard to determine what the boundary lines are of the plat. If you look at this page, you can see that it's kind of a capital letter F shape. Those are the yellow there on the left hand of the packet is the boundary of the property in question. There's currently 3 lots, and those are being combined and then redivided into 2 lots. And those are known as 8A and 9A. There is an easement that is being vacated between the top lot and the furthest west lot, the current lot 5 and lot 8. And then there's a 50-foot drainage easement on the north side of current lot 9 that is being platted into the lot that becomes 9A. That drainage easement remains, it's just part of the lot now instead of a separate easement. So staff would recommend approval with the list of conditions that has been included as part of the ordinance. Those are the same conditions which the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval last week. I'd be happy to answer any questions on that.
So the land that is there is zoned what?
It's zone light industrial, and that zoning will stay the same as we've not received a request to rezone it or anything at this point.
And remind me what they can do on light industrial.
They
Sorry.
do a lot in light
Okay.
industrial. Most of your manufacturing and processing uses, as well as I think almost all of your, all of your office uses are zoned by right in light industrial, and all of your sales and rental of goods, so your basic retail uses are all zoned by right in light industrial. Almost yeah, all of the residential uses are not allowed, not even by conditional use permit.
So no 30 plexes or apartments and stuff like that can go in the backyard of those people?
Not as
But
like
pig farm
industrial,
can.
no.
But like a pig farm can or chicken houses?
Well, that'd be agricultural, wouldn't
Okay, that'd be agricultural.
But it's currently zoned that now, so
Right.
we're not changing the zoning
I
of
just think,
it.
a few neighbors in that area just asked me to ask the question in public of what they could do to this land. I don't know what their Delosiers, Anistons, what they're thinking they're gonna do.
Pig farm would fall under, well, no. That's excluding livestock.
So it sounds like possibly office buildings and such like that, probably. No apartments, no agriculture, no chicken farms, Tyson.
I think that, we don't get asked for chicken farms very often.
For pig farm.
So possibly chicken farm falls under stockyards, slaughterhouses, rendering plants, and that is not allowed in light industrial. It's only allowed in conditional use permit and heavy industrial.
But we don't really know what they're gonna do there. We just know. Okay, just curious. Thank you, Laura.
To approve?
Move said bill, move to second reading title.
Lund,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
This is an ordinance approving and accepting a minor plat of Delosier Industrial Tract, lots 8A and 9A, a subdivision in the city of Warrensburg, Missouri, located at 610 and 614 North Ridgeview Drive. This is for adoption or rejection. Lund,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes. Number 8, an ordinance establishing a general business district for property recently annexed into the city of Warrensburg, Missouri, known as right-of-way for McGuire Street Business, Highway 13, Hawthorne Boulevard, and Northwest 21 Road, Holden Street.
This is the one you just had the hearing on. If you have any questions, entertain them.
Move that said bill be passed the second reading by title.
Lund,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
This is an ordinance establishing a GB, General Business District, for property recently annexed into the city of Warrensburg, Missouri, known as right-of-way for McGuire Street, Business Highway 13, Hawthorne Boulevard, and Northwest 21 Road, Holden Street. This is for adoption or rejection. Lund,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes. An ordinance authorizing the city manager and city clerk to execute a contract with Mike Keith Insurance, Inc. for property and casualty insurance broker services.
Mr. Mayor, members of the city council, on August 14th, staff released the RFQ for property and casualty insurance broker services. We received 3 qualifying bids. We had a selection committee who reviewed the bids, and the selection committee selected Mike Keith Insurance, who best met the city specified qualifications, and staff feels that this is the best proposal for the city. We have representatives here from Mike Keith Insurance, if you have any questions for them or for me. Staff will recommend the acceptance of Mike Keith Insurance bid. Oh, and a little to note as well, we currently are with Mike Keith for property and casualty.
Any questions?
I move that said bill be passed the second reading by title.
Lund,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
This is an ordinance authorizing the city manager and city clerk to execute a contract with Mike Keith Insurance Incorporated for property and casualty insurance broker services. This is for adoption or rejection. Lund,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes. An ordinance amending section 22-216 concerning administration of the lodging tax of the Code of Ordinance for the city of Warrensburg, Missouri. Marcy?
Honorable Mayor and council members, the WCB board met in August at the regular session meeting and made the recommendation that the board, voting members of the board, be revised from 9 to 7. The ordinance you have in front of you would do just that. Any questions? I'd be happy to answer them. Yep.
Move to pass said bill to second reading by title?
Lund,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
This is an ordinance amending section 22-216 concerning administration of the lodging tax of the Code of Ordinances of the city of Warrensburg, Missouri. This is for adoption or rejection. Lund,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes. All right, my favorite one for every year.
Yeah.
That's right.
An ordinance suspending the provisions of section 314 for certain special events September 22nd, 2017 and September 23rd, 2017 pursuant to section 3-14B of the Code of Ordinance.
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, this is for Bergfest to have the beer garden that is a very popular portion of Bergfest. This year, the event actually spills out into the street a little bit, which requires suspension of the open container ordinance. In previous years, it had been contained in the parking lot of the courthouse, but because of the renovations going on, it's not able to be there. So it would be in the parking lot of the Justice Center, which is right across the street, kind of in an L shape, and then spill out onto Maynard Street a bit. Also, I've had some questions. It's the 22nd and 23rd. A lot of people are asking why it's not the 29th and 30th. I don't know the answer to that, but Julie's here and she can probably tell you that. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those with the exception of that one. We do recommend approval of the ordinance.
So are we not going to have a fenced off?
Yes,
area?
it'll be fenced off like it always is. It's just going to be in the street, like, so you have to have, by ordinance, you have to have it contained so you can control access with the wristbands and everything, so that will all be the same. But because it's on the street, not contained in a parking lot, it requires a suspension of the open container ordinance.
Okay.
Move that said bill be passed the second reading by title.
Lund,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Yes.
This is an ordinance suspending the provisions of section 3-14 for certain special events September 22nd, 2017 and September 23rd, 2017 pursuant to section 3-14B of the Code of Ordinances. This is for adoption or rejection. Lund,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes. All right, let's see here. I think I had two of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Okay, let's see here. We're gonna move to, how do you pronounce his last name?
Steinkooler.
Steinkooler. That's what I was going to say. We're going to recommend Bob Steinkooler for our reappointment to Planning and Zoning. He's already on it, and we're going to go ahead and keep him on it. And then we're also going to recommend Susie Latar as a new appointment to the Tree Board.
I make a motion. Approve.
Lund,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Watts.
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Jacobs.
Yes.
You're the one that made it.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to approve my own people. Appearance of the council not listed on the agenda?
Just had the gentleman that spoke to the climate accord.
Okay. He left already, so we'll assume he said what he wanted to say. All right. Miscellaneous matters from the mayor and city council. So, I don't have anything at this moment, so we'll go to the city manager's report.
I only have two things to report. Seeing one, city's website is now live, and rollout's been pretty smooth. We haven't had a lot of issues. I just haven't heard a lot of any. But and then secondly, we still continue to work on the community survey. We're in draft format now. We're hoping to get that wrapped up by this week, and we hope to have results of the survey back probably late October, early November.
Good.
I don't have anything further to report beyond that at this time.
Director of Finance report.
Yes, at the end of this month, we will be completing our second year with Equity Bank. And since we've gotten into that relationship with Equity, we received a little over $78,000 in earned interest on our accounts. So, and I think that's a good place, but we didn't receive any prior to that on our checking. Our audit will begin with the preliminary audit on October 9th, and then we'll have the complete audit the week of the 6th of November. Sales were up, sales tax were up in August. We do have September numbers already, which don't look good, but I'll have an explanation for council next meeting because we received a letter in the mail today on why those sales taxes were down.
Does tax-free weekend play into that as well? Oh.
Well, the state relayed the message that they changed some sort of software, and because of that software change, they weren't able to give all of our sales tax money in this period, but we should receive them in October.
So we're gonna send them a notice, fines, the whole bit.
Know what they were gonna pay in interest?
I wrote a email to them expressing that to ask them if we will receive interest on those
Yeah.
payments. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'll hear something back from them within the week or so.
As far as tax-free weekend though, I mean, we've been doing that for several years, so
Right.
that trend should be reflected in previous years.
Yeah.
And
We've done it.
August is still our
Or
biggest
better
month.
months.
Yeah.
All the students coming back into town. Yeah, any Barbara?
I have nothing additional.
All right, Slim?
I'm happy to report that contractor worked cap over the storm drain repair on Montserrat Park Road today. The staff should be able to get the asphalt replaced by the end of the week once that concrete is secured. Hopefully we'll have the roadway open by this weekend.
Good.
Project moved very well. We didn't have any really big rain events after the initial, and so it's moved along well.
My wife was ecstatic when she drove down Cheatham today, and she says, maybe there's a few less bumps for you to hit for me now. I said, I'll still find them for you.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the art sculptures?
Oh, forgot. Staff working with the Arts Commission members today, we went around and looked at 6 locations where they plan on putting their sculptures. Parks has already pre-poured the bases, and we'll be installing the bases for the different artists to come in and install their work. Once we've got those bases in place, which should take place sometime within next week or so, look for them to come in and start installing their art pieces. But there's 6 different locations around town. One's here at City Hall, Blind Boom, over at Compton Park, Lions Lake, they have a triangle at Broad, Montserrat Vest, or Mitchell Vest, and one over at the Community Center. So
We did stay away from the roundabouts then. We talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw tracks over that one roundabout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going right there, I was like, that looks like car tracks across that roundabout. IT?
No, sir.
Marcy?
No, I'm WCB.
Nothing to do.
Nothing? Jody?
Nothing additional?
All right.
Uh,
Weather's beautiful, so we can't have.
Do what?
So weather's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing in sight for us for a while, even though. The new apparatus is going well. We have a second round of formal training from the factory next week, and we still plan on the public rollout for Bergfest and making a big deal. It's the 125th anniversary of the department. Everybody will know well about it and what the new ones are going to be looking like. And with that, I'm going to, Councilman Lund brought up the other, a couple meetings ago about the old drum design that we should stick with and go with. And I've been talking with Marcy about that, and because I want to incorporate that on the trucks too, since that's where we're going with the old drum. We want to get graphics on them to kind of help show that too. So with that, whatever we need to do to figure out which one we want to stick with, because there's lots of them out there.
Is there any type of ceremony you guys do for bringing in a new vehicle? In
Yeah,
service?
once day we put it in service, we'll invite the public and anybody who wants to come by at Station 1, and granted, it's a little uphill, but the driver will be in there to help push it into the station. It's a tradition from years gone by of when you get a new horse to draw the cart, that everybody would help get the horse back into the station. We'll do that on the day and announce it on the first day.
Yes, definitely.
It's in reverse.
We gotta get a picture of that one.
Well, no, not really. We'll make you push.
You are gonna fill it with water before you do that.
A little heavier.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how to proceed with this, but if there's any special designs we want to look at to use as the cities, Marcy, I talked to her, and they have theirs. I believe Councilman Lund, you said the coffee shop one or something. So
There's several of them
out there.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what. If we claim one for the city, and like I say, I'll incorporate it on these trucks, and we can get, keep it out.
Which one is the Bergfest using? And Main Street?
Probably the Main Street.
Main Street, we use the standing one. I mean, the dog is standing.
Right.
That's what but ours is different. It's two different, from
Yeah.
different angles.
Yeah. Visitors Bureau's isn't fed as well.
Pardon me?
The Visitors Bureau's wasn't fed as well.
Well,
There's
Yeah.
more. There's a scrawnier than yours, I think. Or it might be the other way around, but one of them's scrawnier than the other one, so.
Right, yeah. But we use, ours is even different. Of course, they just use the head of the drum coffee house.
Uh-huh.
So ours is, even though, ours is really replicated from the statue, but is that how you feel yours is too, just a different angle?
Yeah, because ours is more circular. We have the outline, and then we have old drum on maybe a landscape. Ours
Tom Mule.
So yes. So Chief Kushner, I would suggest that we just get all of them on a table and review, see what's going to be best.
Okay. That work for y'all? Okay.
Doesn't like the city has an official one, so we could just do an official one for the city.
That way we will know which one to use and be set and not have this discussion. Also, we had 14 people go to the 911 Stair Climb Memorial in Kansas City yesterday. They can call, they went all the way up and down, no problems. It's been well received, and I believe other than that, it will be Chief Sir.
I have nothing to add.
You don't push your cars backwards into the
So that they don't get smashed. Putting a Hemi in a 22-year-old's foot is not a good idea.
Great event today on campus for the 9/11. So, good words that you shared, as well as very heartfelt words, and you guys represented us well.
Nothing.
Did you have anything done?
No, I have nothing.
Nope, we're going Thursday. What time we have to be there, Barb?
It begins at 4:30 and ends at 7:30.
I don't have anything for tonight. Oh.
I might add, the reason Birdfest is on the 22nd, 23rd is that's the last full weekend in September. That call had to be made over a year ago, and we were looking at it, and so that's the reason. If anyone asks, which we've had a lot of questions, and you might too, so we probably won't do that again because there's been a lot of questions, but that's why it is. It's the 22nd and 23rd, and so we apologize for any miscommunication, but that is the last full weekend, because Sunday comes in on October 1st of that next weekend. Thank you.
The 23rd is also the Air Force Ball, so that's probably going to pull a big crowd
Yeah.
out of the Birdfest. All right.
Gonna go to closed session?
Yep, closed meeting. Somebody wants to read.
Vote to close part of this meeting pursuant to Section 610.021 of the Revised Statutes of Missouri relating to 1, legal actions, causes of action, or litigation involving the city and any confidential or privileged communication between the city and its representatives and its attorneys. 2, leasing, purchase, or sale of real estate where public knowledge might adversely affect the amount paid in the transaction. 3, hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting of employees by a public governmental body when personal information about the employee is discussed or recorded. 12, documents or any documents related to a negotiated contract until the contract is executed or all proposals are rejected. 13, individually identifiable personnel records, performance ratings, or records pertaining to employees or applicants for employment.
Lund?
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Watts?
Yes.
Allen?
Yes.
Jacobs?
Yes.
And I realized he was talking to me. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was like, I think I read the right one. Maybe
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't.
you did. I just jumped the gun there.
I did that once before, so there you go.
No exception for me.
That's all right.
All right, that was easy. And Harold said the southern won't take very long, so.
Good. I need to go put some,
You're gonna be able to stay for this?
Oh, yeah.
I figured.
I'm gonna put some ice on my knee when I get home, and I'll be okay.
Yeah, you looked pretty pale last time, I can tell.
Yeah.
I
But
have a friend
I
who's a
feel a lot
grad
better.
student for business, and she just gave me the entire history of Pita
They've got
Pit.
some,
And then, because it's a Canadian-owned company,
Oh, it was like corporate
and
Pita Pit.
yeah, she obviously copy and pasted it, and then the last sentence is, the form of business these two men are included in is called, and then left it blank so that I could fill it in. It just said, I'm not doing your homework. Clever, though.
Yeah, good try. You're doing pretty good there.
moving right along.
Yeah, you are.
If I was you, get the pizza and a movie and have fun at the mall. It's kind of